Alright, this is a second part of my review of sci-fi movies by Gene Roddenberry. And in this part, I'll review Planet Earth. And well, what can we say about Planet Earth, right? It's a movie also set in a post-apocalyptic world, right? And from it's a realistic scenario because from uh, what we see in the world right now, right? There's just is an unsustainable situation, right? Thing is, right? The world is not, the market system that we have right now is not material wealth based, right? It's based on human desires to affect supply and demand, right? Human desires to affect demand upon a world where fuel and other commodities that is used to build up the infrastructure that is non-renewable. That just spells disaster, right? If you have non-renewable resources with a market system that's not based on material wealth, right? That doesn't take into the scarcity, the natural scarcity of material wealth, but is just based on, whether or not some group of human being wants to buy that sort of thing, or buy that sort of commodity, or buy that sort of product or service. And it's academic, right? Because and if with that sort of human desire affecting the market price of something, then what are you going to do when the physical resource, the physical amount uh, of the commodity runs out, in which you sustain your civilization, right? Your infrastructures are already built with non-renewables, so how are you going to sustain it, right? So yeah, it's a realistic scenario in that respect, right? The post-apocalyptic world. So now, after the disaster, after the world ends, right? It represents an interesting scenario, right? Um, there's this center that goes out and to find what developed after everything collapsed, right? So there's this interesting idea of matriarchal civilization, a sort of matriarchal civilization. And Gene Roddenberry was logical and rational enough to project ahead as to how this would work, right? Um, yeah, how would it work, right? And Planet Earth, as seemed to have a realistic view of this, right? See, the reason why we have male-dominated society is because we can control things, right? We got the higher human growth hormones and testosterone, so we grow to a bigger size, right? We grow to have a bigger brain, right? So it seems that we have a natural dominance, natural dominance over the female part of the civilization, right? So let's say you want to establish a matriarchy, right? How's that going to work, right? If you don't have the bigger brains, how are you going to come up with inventions, right? So it presents an interesting way of looking at things, right? Okay, so you don't so because 95% of all inventions, right? All 95% of all inventions have male inventors as their originators. So okay, so now you don't have the brain or the determination to follow through. You would just take the easy way out. Then you have you gather up the menfolk to be basically beast of burden, right? Well, you can always substitute livestock like cows, horses, goats, right? I'm pretty sure they could come up with that too, right? So, but how are you gonna come up with mechanical inventions? You see, it represents Also, an accurate view where at the end of the movie they had to confront a gang of violent roving mutants, mutant males that's good at war and mechanical inventions. So, how are you gonna control them? Also, how are you gonna control the menfolk under your matriarchy, right? Gene Roddenberry was futuristic enough to look ahead and say, okay, since you're not smart enough to come up with the infrastructure, the inventions to build up infrastructure, and since you don't have the physical size and strength to control the other half of your population, right? So what are you gonna do? You have to resort to less overt methods, right? You resort to cunning, insidious methods like drugging them and keeping them afraid, right? But that doesn't seem to work, right? It doesn't work because there's always this loner. There's always these rebels like Dylan that would see through that and was able to see through it. Plus, it's not sustainable because you're just keeping the other half that's more capable, just prisoner, just locked up, right? While you yourself aren't as capable yourself. So, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that I think devolution is inevitable, right? And you'll also have these lone Dylan guys just breaking apart your monopoly, monopoly on control. Well, which is a good thing because you'll always need fresh spirit, right? As the movie says, you'll always need people with a lot more drive and a lot more spirit, right? So near the end of the movie, right? So near the end of the movie, you'll have to have you'll have to break apart your model of society. How are we going to do it? How are you going to establish something that would last, right? Because you're not as big, you're not as strong, you're not as clever, right? You'll need to resort to cunning, right? And in the end, right, you'll have to develop, right, in order for people to respect you, right? In order for people to respect you, you'll have to develop the same qualities that people respect in people that lead over them, right? That dominate over them. Yes, it's human psychology too, right? In order for somebody to respect you, right, you'll have to demonstrate a capacity to be more capable than them, right? You respect your teachers because they're smarter than you, right? You respect somebody that's able to lift more than you, right? Somebody that's stronger than you. And you don't respect people that just command over you but isn't able to demonstrate their superiority, right? It's just natural. So I guess that's the message of the movie, right? In the end, cunning doesn't work. In the end, just demonstrating that you're able to cunningly, sneakily, pull the wool over their eyes. There will always be the loner that can see through it. There's always going to be some rebel group that can see through it because they're smarter than you, right? In the end, you'll need to demonstrate the real goods. You'll have to come along with the real goods, right? Something of substance, in order to have any sort of leadership respected. And that's how that's how, in the end, the model of matriarchy just falls apart at the end of the movie. Because they had to attack, they had to defend themselves against somebody that didn't resort to cunning, right? That was overt in their violence and aggressiveness, right? The mutant men that was into war, right? And attacking, right? They can't resort to cunning with that. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the review. Hope you enjoy it. That's it for now.